What's up, everybody,
Hi,
and welcome to this episode of Q&A with H and K.
I'm Hope.
I'm Kadero, and welcome. Hey, first things first, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that button.
Right there.
Right there.
Perfect.
All right, let's get into it.
Yeah.
The question: how do you deal with finances in the relationship?
And it's an important topic because we know people out here, the money is funny and the change is strange.
Money. No? Okay. Anywho, it's so important. It really is, because singles need it, married need it, everybody needs it, because money is it is important.
It's very important, and I think that it's definitely something to talk about because it is a very huge factor in the divorce rate. A lot of marriages end because of financial problems.
So we're here to help and talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
All right, single folks. You think you met somebody that is potential. A potential. Not first date.
Yeah, let's start with the first date. Okay, this is once you guys have been dating and then you realize, okay, this is moving in the direction of marriage.
Yeah, now you're trying to see what they really about.
Not bring this up on first date.
So, good things to ask. How's that credit?
Do you have any?
And is it low or high?
It's a little high in between. Let's talk about a number so we can figure out how to raise that number
if need
to put us in more of a financial freedom type of situation.
Absolutely. All right, another one. Debt. Do you have any?
Do you have any?
Do you have
Just
any?
like your credit. Do you have any? And I think it's important to realize that those questions are key, because once you marry, their debt is now your debt. So it's kind of like, what is the situation that I'm walking into? Don't have me blinded when we hit jump the broom or whatever we do, and it's like, by the way,
$22,000 worth of student loans.
Yeah, where did that come from? So have that conversation so that nobody's left in the dark.
Absolutely. All right, budget philosophies. How do you budget? Do you budget?
Let's start there.
Do the money just come in and you spend it however?
Yeah.
Or do you like to set a budget for your life? That's always
spending
good
habits.
To know. Spending habits.
What are your spending habits?
Somebody likes to spend, and I have to keep them habits in check. Huh?
Part of that's true, but it's not all true. I spend when it counts.
When it counts? Whatever. Alright, another one we think it's fun to know and good to know. Separate or joint accounts when we get married, huh?
Now, our marriage, once again, this is just our opinion. Y'all do with whatever suits y'all's marriage and y'all's relationship. But once again, we believe that once we became a unit,
God brought us together and we are one.
Yes, Kadero. And so we have a joint account. Everything that we make goes into this joint account. I also have a separate account over here on the side, but that's nothing to talk about. That's just nothing to talk about. It's side hustle money, birthday money, gifts from family members.
It better be just from family members.
Not that sugar daddy. Kidding. Just a joke, people. But I think that's important too. So what we think is a great idea is, once you have your joint account, after you've budgeted everything that needs to be paid, reward yourself. Think of a number or a percentage that each person should get, and then at that point that can go in your own account, and you can do whatever you want to do with that money. It's not a conversation piece. It's just whatever you want to do.
And again, whatever works for you, if you like to join or if you keep it separate.
But just make sure you have that talk so that y'all are on the same page, whatever y'all decide.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, for the married folks, there's that talk of budgeting. Since we were just talking about budgeting not too long ago, probably wise to have that talk as a married folks of, you already know, like, all right, I budget, we budget, but now let's actually come together and do the budget. Because it sucks if all of a sudden you think you have a certain amount and then you realize, nah, hubby done budgeted a certain amount. So it's probably smart to communicate with one another and set a budget together.
And I think that it's key to know who's strong in the financial what?
Literacy?
Literacy. Let's say that. That sounds good. In the financial literacy. Who's strong in that suit? Who remembers dates or knows when things need to be paid? In our case, it's Kadero, because he's so smart that he puts everything on automated, where I was trying to go off my brain functions and it just didn't work. So he handles that. But one thing that I like and respect about him is, even though he handles the finances, he still includes me in the financial decisions, because that's what we do. So it's like, he tells me where our money's going. He shows me, we got spreadsheets or whatever, you know, to keep yourself organized. But it's like, that way nobody's left in the dark. That way it's like, well, what happened to this $300? Or, you know, well, I thought we had this. No, everybody is on the same plan. Everybody knows what's happening. So I think it's key, even though, you know, you may be the one to do it, share what's happening with the finances.
Absolutely. And then another one for married folks: spending purchases, those big spending purchases. You may have the separate account, the little discretionary funds, but what if you need a $500-$600 purchase, or maybe it's $100? But I think it's very smart to have a number that when that amount is spent, that we notify the other person to say, hey, letting you know that this amount is coming out. Maybe it's a car thing, or if it's like, hey, I would love to get this, but it is this amount. Are we okay with that purchase? And
I don't know why I feel like I need to say this, but I just feel like this needs to be said. It's not a thing of, by the way, I just spent $400 on X, Y, and Z. We need to say, before we spend the $400, this is what's happening. Is it cool, or can we figure out a way that we can make this work where I can spend X, Y, and Z? Not telling the person after the finish.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. So, we think those are some great tips to get started when it comes to finances. There are probably many others. So let us know, what are you guys doing in your marriage when it comes to finances? What questions as singles have you had with maybe your fiance when y'all were talking about marriage? Throw those down in the comment. And if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, man.
That's right.
And ultimately, make sure you subscribe to Everyday with H&K, because we love having you and we appreciate the love and support.
But overall, communicating is everything.
Absolutely. We love you guys. Take care. Peace.